Hey everyone, you're listening to 4Player Podcast, a weekly live show about video games. We hope you'll stick around for another year of gaming discussion, fantasy critic hijinks, and of course, general shenanigans here at 4Player. Before we start this episode, we want to send a thank you out to everyone who listens and give a quick welcome to any newbies. I'll try to keep this short because this is, and always will be, an ad-free show. We've been at this since 2008, so if you like what we do, please subscribe and leave a review on your preferred podcast service. Join us in our Discord at discord.gg/4player, or, if you're so inclined, throw us a couple bucks a month on Patreon. We record these episodes live every Tuesday night on twitch.tv/4playerpodcast, all spelled out, and episodes hit podcast services on Friday morning. You can find all the links you need at 4playernetwork.com. But enough about that, let's get started. Let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 840. It's July 1st, 2025. I am your host, Nick Henderson, joined tonight by Bradley Simons.
What up, bro?
Christopher Guthridge.
Yo, what's up, Nick?
I might just end up using this. And Christopher Davis.
Good evening. It's a good night for video games.
It's a good night for video games, not a good night for much else.
No, I mean, we're not playing video games tonight, so
you know that is true. That is true.
This is it a good night for talking about video games? I guess is the question.
You know, I was very, I found out just a few short hours before we recorded this that I was the only person here who started Death Stranding 2.
Dude, I don't fucking start with me, Nicholas.
You failed me.
Start with me, Nicholas. I've been on the road for 10 days, living out of a fucking car. I've been playing the Nintendo Switch, which actually,
and going to baseball games.
Yeah, I went to one baseball game. It was great. Toledo Mud Hens, they won 4-3. Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Nintendo Switch is really cool, but I got back last night, and the first thing I did was buy Death Stranding 2 and begin installing it, and then I went to bed.
And that takes about 18 hours. But then it loads so fast. Like it's crazy how fast that game loads.
But why did you think were you subtweeting Krispy with that comment?
Yeah.
I mean, like you didn't mean like me and Chris Davis, right? I mean, Chris Davis is a known Death Stranding hater. Me, my game is here, but like, there's a Monster Hunter update out.
I'm just look. There's more to this. Because I'm really just busting balls because
my balls.
I'm not offended.
One thing I did not realize that Krispy didn't get home until last night. So totally, you get a pass on that. Two. I took yesterday off, and I had the intention of spending the entire 3-day weekend playing Death Stranding 2. But on Saturday morning, I decided that when I woke up, I was like, Death Stranding 2 sounds like a lot first thing in the morning. So I was like, I want to sip my coffee and play something chill. So I'm going to start Blueprints.
It sounds like perfect time to start Death Stranding.
Yeah.
So,
when you're not
like
sleepy.
you don't understand. You don't understand. Like I need when I'm like morning coffee, like I'm not even awake yet. Like Death Stranding is a lot. Like it's too many mechanics, too much like just being bombarded with concepts and ideas and like shit. Right? So I was like, I'll just
strand me till I've had my coffee.
Exactly. So I just I'll just start Blueprints. It's been on my list for a while. I played Blueprints.
Fuck off, Nick. What are you talking about? Blueprints is insanity. Death Stranding is like a normal fucking piece of art that a human being made. Blueprints is a prison. Blueprints is a scourge on humanity.
Okay, I'm not gonna go that far.
Brought by a vengeful god.
I played Blueprints all fucking weekend, and I spent about 4 hours playing Death Stranding 2, which was the complete opposite of my to the point my wife was like, "You gonna start Death Stranding?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I was like, after I do another run in Blueprints."
See that it's dangerous. You play like it's not good to play Blueprints around games that are going to be just
I honestly thought Blueprints was a game I was going to maybe even kind of bounce off of.
Oh,
I literally thought
that consumed me.
You should have bounced off it, Nick. It's too late now. You're fucked now, buddy. Way to go. Welcome to the fucking pit with the rest of us.
I gotta say,
he sounds like he's been defeated.
Blueprints is also not a good game to just put down and walk away from.
It's also not a good game.
Oh, fuck off.
Whoa. I know. You're right. That's too far.
You know, we could start that. We got a lot to cover tonight, and I did bring Blueprints footage. We could just
yeah. What does Blueprints look like? I have not looked at hundreds of hours of Blueprints.
I mean, I know. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I remember Krispy talking about it a lot. I remember you talking about it. Did you actually, Brad, did you finish Blueprints? I didn't hear you talk much about it after.
He's the fucking scrub. Yes, I finished Blueprints.
Blueprints isn't finished with him.
I played like 70 hours of it.
Oh my god.
So you just started the game?
I think Krispy hates people, not video games.
I do. That's actually a pretty fair insight.
Krispy's spicy when it comes to Blueprints, but man, I fell head over heels. It's like, y'all talked about it. I listened. It was cool. I was like, this sounds like it could be a game for me, or it could be a game I bounce off of. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it was getting a lot of attention and hype before it came out, and I was like, I gotta try it. I gotta just try it and see where I land on it. And I was like, this seems like a perfect. It's kind of chill, or it's not kind of chill. It's fucking very chill. It is so
super
chill. It was hard to like. I was just constant. Like I picked up the controller on Death Stranding, and I was like, oh my god, there's so many concepts and menus and things popping up on my screen, and I was like, God, I could just be playing a chill ass run of Blueprints right now. And I stopped Death Stranding to jump back into this because it is so. It is just so chef's kiss, man. Can't stop playing. I'm now like 30. I think I'm on day 33 now. Which is, you know, in the grand scheme of things, based on Brad's 70 hours, probably not a lot.
Well, okay, maybe it's more like 50. I don't actually remember, but
still, I'm like 15 hours in.
You can play that game for a very, very long time,
and I intend to.
There's
there's also a difference between. I know you because like Robin finished it, but like she's still going. So like, there's a difference between like finishing that game and then just really digging into it.
Out, is she?
No. She wants to. I can see her like watching me play it and like wanting to tell me, and I'm like, you keep your mouth shut. I don't want you to spoil shit for me. But man, this game it works so well. It's like it's such a simple, like foundational set of rules. It feels like I'm playing like the most addicting like board game.
It's like super addictive, which I didn't really expect. I expected to like come across like obtuse puzzles and be like, what am I gonna do? I can't figure this out. I'm wandering around, but no, it's extremely addictive. As soon as I like end the day, I'm like immediately want to jump into the next day.
It gives you that like, do you want to save and continue or save and quit? And I'm like, you would fucking ask me that. Of course I want to save and continue. But god damn, it's just like layer after layer. It's like it's like the most incredible onion, like puzzle onion. Like honestly, like it's not
more
mechanically speaking. Maybe mechanically speaking, not a ton in common with these other games. But like, if you want to talk about like addiction of like something like The Witness or Tunic, like all very different kinds of puzzle games. This has the same sauce as those games to me, like 100%. I can't put this game down, even though I've tried. And it's also like the perfect game to like play on your Steam Deck, like on the go. Holy shit. Crispy, so
listen.
No,
you're right. I've been memeing. It's a great game. It's incredible. It's surprisingly, like, it definitely caught me by surprise. I definitely picked a weird time to start it and then just kind of let myself be overwhelmed by it. But it's top 5 material for sure. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
And the way that it, actually I was just watching a video about a, God, I can't remember what it's called, but there was a book from 1982, which is one of the main inspirations for Blueprints. Like the dev talked about it. It's this book that like is it functions like Blueprints, where like there is a path of room. Like the book is a house. There's a path of rooms through the house. You have to get to a certain room, and then you have to work your way out. And the puzzle is.
Wait, Nick, can you hold that up again?
The most efficient route in and out. Fuck. It's pointless talking about it if I can't remember the name. But
sweet summer child, Nick.
Blueprints.
I know.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's crazy about Blueprints, though, is like you'll do the same puzzle over and over again like 20 times. And you'll be like, okay, I've seen everything that the dartboard can show me.
No.
And
just
Nick,
keeps-
and Nick, that doesn't stop. Like, that doesn't stop. Like, every 20 runs, the game is a different game. And like your perception, like your perception of everything, like when it starts getting to the point where it's like, oh, everything's a clue. I mean, that's when I'm seeing jump like off a bridge, you know? I'm like, oh,
I'm
my
like
God.
walking into rooms now. Like I'm walking into rooms now, and I'm like clocking things that I'm like, I know that's part of a puzzle. I haven't even found the puzzle yet, but I know that's there. And I'm and I'm also keeping like a mental inventory of like things that I know are puzzles that I know I'm gonna need to figure out later. But like, and also like I walk into the like when I draft the experiment room or the laboratory, I think is what it's called, right?
Yeah.
That room is so overwhelming to me. And
the laboratory, yeah.
Oh my God. Like the experiment thing on the computer is easy to figure out, but like, oh my God.
Yeah, some of those experiments that you can get going are crazy. Really change the dynamic of how you play the game.
They can also hurt you.
They can hurt
unintentionally.
You. Like, yeah, if you're just fucking around, you're not really like careful about what you're doing, they can really fuck you. Like, there is a certain resistance that the game puts up that I think is, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it doesn't feel good, you know? Like, it doesn't feel good to feel like, oh, I finally figured something out. I finally like understand. I have a goal in mind. The RNG is like working out for me, at least in the beginning, and then like you hit a point where you're just like, I just don't have enough steps to do this, and now I have to reset, and I like lost everything, you know?
I mean, did you get to a point where you like you when you start the day off, you now have 20 more steps than you did before, at least?
Oh, Nicholas. I've got 20 more steps. I've got money. I've got different ways to enter the house. Like, yeah. Yes, Nick. And even then, like a lot of that does kind of like dampen the blow a bit. Like, it does get easier to make progress. What is also kind of fun, like, again, I don't think this is a flaw, but it is one of those like bits of resistance that you're just like, oh, the game just kicked me in the dick again. Is like,
yeah,
like did I enjoy that? Like, you can like lock in on this like grand puzzle. Like, you can start seeing the Matrix code and go like, oh my God, like the game is trying to tell me something. And then like really work at deciphering that puzzle. And then the puzzle's answer is just telling you something that you already figured out somewhere else. Like that didn't have anything to do with what you were doing. Like, you just at one point were like, oh, okay, I think I have to do this, and this. And then, like, you're working for, like, 10, 20 runs on deciphering a puzzle that's just, like, a poem that tells you what you need to do this other thing. And you're like, oh.
I think I've been lucky in that regard. I have not yet figured something out before the game tried to tell me how to figure something out. I know that.
I don't think they just want to give you a lot of, like, threads. Like, it's hard to do like a not just non-linear but a roguelike, you know, puzzle, The Witness and Outer Wilds. Like, it is a roguelike, like, knowledge-based puzzle game.
I'm
to
not,
be complete so open-ended is,
and I'm not
like,
criticizing.
hard to,
I'm not criticizing. It's not like I don't think this is bad design. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a great game. But like we talk about this game in terms of it being like really chill and vibey, and like this game is fucking brutal. Like, I don't.
That's hilarious.
I don't think it's chill at all. I think it is brutal and cruel.
That is. It is so funny. I'm having the most.
I definitely got to the point where it was very like, you know, the Northern Lion bit, right?
Yeah.
Like I actually sort of got like that with this game. Yeah, you gotta let go.
Yeah, you are Sisyphus rolling the boulder, like,
because it's addictive enough to like, it never really bothered me. But then again, I hear it's like some of like the really obtuse like post game stuff, which some of the stuff that maybe I had not gotten into yet. I still intend to play more. So I might not have gotten, as frustrated as some people have, but like the run up to like credits, and I really, really delayed when I finally hit credits. Like I knew I probably could have hit credits like days and days before I actually did, because I was trying to stretch it out as long as I could. I understand some people can reach credits like pretty quick, especially if they're trying. Me, I was like, I'm worried about so many other things right now. I don't even care about credits. I don't even care about getting into that room. I'll figure out, I might do it on a run that just is like going my way, but I'm not going to try for it. I have so many other things I'm interested in right now.
I'm just having, I guess, I can have a run that goes so incredibly well where I literally get a room on almost every board, on every square in the house. I'm rolling with like, suddenly I have like $70 fucking in my pocket and like 6 gyms or whatever, and I still have like 50 steps left, and I'm like, how the fuck did I manage to get so pristine? And then I realized that I can't really go anywhere beyond this, but like in the process of doing that, I find one thing that makes me go, and then, or I find like a new room that I'd never seen before, or I upgrade a room with an upgrade disc, or just one thing that feels like an accomplishment. And then when I have to like sacrifice all that stuff to like start the new day, I'm just like, it kind of just rolls off, because I'm just like, that was such a good run, and I found something. I got something.
And you really do start to, I think a lot of the people who complain the most about like RNG and like really ruining like things for you, I feel like didn't get far enough to really start unlocking some of the like the permanent things, and like the room upgrades, and like the upgrades to your the permanent unlocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the allowance system and stuff, and the experiments,
the foundation.
Like, to make it to where like that's what made it so addictive. Like, and I think, it's the same for like a Rogue Legacy or something. Like getting those, like enough currency or whatever, getting those permanent upgrades feels so good. You want to go back in, because even if you fail at your objective, you're just hungry to get stronger, more powerful.
Yeah. Man.
Feels good, man. I really love that game. It is definitely one of my favorite of the year. It might even be top for me right now. I don't know. It's been a good year so far, so we'll see.
Sorry, this is kind of related. I wasn't even planning on starting this game this weekend. I very unexpectedly finished Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Unexpectedly.
Yes, on Friday night.
I just tripped, and 80 hours later I was done.
No. I was literally in a mission, and I was like, I feel like I'm closing in on the end of the story. I was like, okay, but like I still got to do like the final bit or whatever. So like I go to talk to somebody. I had this like dramatic encounter with this person, and then all of a sudden credits are rolling, and I'm like, what the shit? That game, I just want to say, first of all, I was like, I saw it through to the end. I finished an Assassin's Creed game, which I haven't done in a while, and it was a pretty damn good video game. But they straight up pulled the ending of that story and saved it for fucking DLC. They're gonna make you pay for the.
They've been doing that for years with this.
I have never seen it done so egregiously. Like the main through line of the main character's story that you're kind of waiting to see like how it all plays out. Just fucking.
Do you know why
they dangle it in front of your face, and then it's like, thanks for playing. Here's the end.
Do you know why they do that? And like they
I mean, yes.
Like the reason they do that is because like the only. Those games are so long and bloated, only real Assassin's Creed fans finish. And all the people who are like angry on the internet, who are mad at Ubisoft, they don't actually finish those games. They don't know that the ending is in the DLC. It's only the people who are so invested they actually played the 80 hours. So Ubisoft gets away with it because they don't know. Like the people, they don't know. They're not finishing those games. They just want to bitch about them. It's pretty brilliant.
It's true. I mean, what's sad is that like, Assassin's Creed Shadows, pretty good game. But like, it's gonna pale. I said this last week. It's gonna pale in comparison to Ghost of Yotei. Like,
what if Yotei is like don't overestimate Insomniac. They are the king of like, we're gonna make another one of these.
That's
not,
I only say that because I think Assassin's Creed Shadow, as much as I ultimately enjoyed Assassin's Creed Shadows, it was outclassed by Ghost of Tsushima, which came out, 4 or 5 years ago. At this
but
point.
like this is the same studio that made like the same Ratchet and Clank game over and over and over.
You're thinking of Insomniac. It's not. You're thinking it's actually
Sucker Punch. Sly Cooper. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I mean, I like Sucker Punch a lot. So
they made 3 Infamous games, and
I like Sucker Punch a lot.
They changed the powers up a little bit,
but hey, whatever. My point is, I finished Assassin's Creed Shadows. I thought I was going to be playing that for a big chunk of the weekend. I finished it on Friday night, and I was like, well, I guess that's done. Time to start Blueprints. And then, and now I blacked out, and I don't remember what the fuck happened. I've played so much Blueprints in the past.
Sounds about right.
The past 3 days. But anyways, I just wanted to get that in there. So, I don't want to keep talking right now, so I'm going to pass it over. I don't know, Brad, do you want to talk about...
you don't even know.
You got a couple things. You got a couple things. I'll save Death Stranding too.
Name my game. Name my game, Nick.
Chronicle of the Wolf.
Chronicles of the Wolf. God,
Chronicles.
Get it right.
Fuck, the plural got me.
He missed a letter. It's okay.
This
did I put the letter in the?
Why did I pick this up?
No, you got it right in the overlay.
This is look at Jesus.
It's legally distinct Castlevania, is what you're gonna say?
Well, yeah, but I mean, what even is Castlevania anymore, right? Like, that's a dead series.
If Konami is not gonna do it, somebody has to.
So this is an indie game that is obviously very Castlevania. Several years ago there was a game called, I don't know, some Wallachia something. It was another Castlevania.
Return to Wallachia, something like that.
Something like that. I never played that one because it seemed kind of less Metroidvania-y, maybe a little more simple. This is definitely more like a Igavania. Really, I think what had me curious is I found out that this developer was a developer that I was familiar with from their like Castlevania fan games they used to make. They made these games called like the Lacard Chronicles or whatever, and I was like, oh, I remember that shit. That was like a, it was just Castlevania fan games that were kind of cool back when there wasn't like a million of them.
Oh, sorry, the name's even worse than I thought. It's actually Wallachia Reign of Dracula.
Oh God.
I guess. I mean, whatever. That's fine. It's not so bad. So this is a Castlevania like. It starts a lot like Simon's Quest, where you're kind of exploring a world, going to towns, doing some like questing between towns and whatnot. But then you eventually like unlock a castle, and it becomes like very Symphony of the Night. A Metroidvania, if you will. But
they don't make those
anymore. You could see, I don't know how to talk about this. Y'all play Castlevania, right? It's kind of like
I have.
But like yes. It's wearing its inspirations on its sleeves. I mean, again, they literally made Castlevania fan games before. It's not as like polished as that Dead series was when it died. I don't know how to talk about it, but like they're getting certain things right that I look for in a developer that's trying to like channel an Igavania, right? This is, it's comfort food for me, Brad slop, whatever you want to call it. Like it doesn't feel like as good or smooth as like a lot of like, so here's what I'll say. Modern indie Metroidvanias have to like be really good these days to stand out, right? Like you can't just put out an average Metroidvania, because indie devs have been doing this for so long now that you see one, you're like, well, what is the hook? What is the thing that makes it as good as Hollow Knight, right? Like people have really high expectations for the genre. This game is not going to like satisfy people who are looking for like just a really good Metroidvania. It's going to satisfy people who love and miss Castlevania. I
would imagine there's actually a lot of overlap there.
But what I'm saying is like the Metroidvania genre became like so much bigger than Metroid and Castlevania over the years, right? Yeah. This is a game that is very much just trying to like do the thing, Castlevania's gone, so we're going to make one. Fuck it. We'll do it ourselves. And if you're a fan of that stuff, if you have love for that stuff, like, yeah, you're probably going to have a good time with this. It reminds me a lot of, a couple of years ago, I played a game called Infernax, which let me tell you is that's a bad fucking title. But Infernax was really good. That was also like kind of a Simon's Quest like. But like I said, this does have like some of that Igavania, Metroidvania stuff in it that I look for. One of the things like that is like a surefire hint to me that like, oh, I know what they're doing here is when like random enemies have rare drops. To me is like this is like an Igavania staple. I'm going to kill 200 of this enemy until it drops that rare sword that I know it has. And this game is kind of insidious because as soon as you fight an enemy, it shows all the drops in the like the beastie area or whatever in the menu. So like I come across an enemy, I look at the menu and it says that it has some like sword. Like I don't know what that sword is, but I have to kill this thing until that sword drops.
You can't even remain blissfully ignorant of what it's carrying.
And like a critic who just played like Hollow Knight and Ori in 2025 finds out that you have to kill 200 of something to get a drop. And maybe to them that's like a negative, but to me that's a positive. That's like, oh yes, that drives me. That drives me. I love that shit. So yeah, like I've absolutely killed 200 of an enemy to get a drop, and I got a sword that was worth it. So I am excited. And then I've done it, and I got a bandana that is useless. And you know what? That's very Symphony of the Night. So fuck it. So yeah. It is. This is an indie Castlevania like that is made for me, and if it's made for you, if what I just said makes sense to you or appeals to you, yeah, like this one's for you. But yeah, it's comfort food for me. I love this type of game. It's addictive. It's just like challenging enough, and like like I'm not like super far into the game necessarily, but it feels like a game that's hiding a lot of secrets, and I like that. Like kind of like some of the more like obtuse stuff, like from like a Simon's Quest or a Symphony of the Night, where I'm getting items and relics, and I'm like, I don't know what this does, and I go to like a certain part of the map, and I'm like, something's going on here. There's something here. I'm gonna take note of this because I bet I don't know what it is. It's much more than just a breakable wall, but.
That's starting to get into terror. I mean, that is also like the sauce that makes things like Hollow Knight so exciting. But
let's not get crazy here. This is like this is a indie game made by people who made Castlevania fan games, and it feels like that. But I'm enjoying it. I intend to keep playing it because like it's certainly good enough for someone like me. Am I going to recommend it to a non-Castlevania
I'm tired of crying.
I don't know. But like actual Castlevania is gone, and that Bloodstained game, it's going to be a while for that one. I feel like I know they're saying next year, but I have my doubts.
Calling them liars?
Well, they're just really, really slow. I don't think it's a very large team, and Bloodstained took a long time to come out, and a lot of their like rewards, like they're not their backer rewards, they're stretch goals, because it was a famously super successful Kickstarter, yeah. So they had all these stretch goal promises, and like for years, like literally even like last year, they were still, maybe even this year, still releasing updates for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night because of stretch goal promises. And let me tell you, those things came out and they felt like they were put together with duct tape, man. Like this, they just don't have like the manpower to like make a lot of a video game.
Can a Kickstarter project be successful if they like cut back on like the stretch goals? Like,
yeah, I think some do, but like a lot of people will talk shit, and I
mean, isn't that the same shit that happened with Shovel Knight? Like they had to keep making basically free content for the game because they
and their stuff took years, but when that shit came out, it was like really good. Like when the Bloodstained team stuff came out, it wasn't like really good. It was like, well, I guess they checked that.
They technically did what they said they were going to do.
They technically did what they said they were going to do. So yeah, not to say that Bloodstained is a bad game. I think Bloodstained is actually a really great Igavania, and I think that the new one's probably going to be awesome too.
Just ugly.
But ugly, sure, yes, it will certainly be ugly, and not even like in like the meme Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is ugly for some reason, according to Nick. Like
I've never said
this
that.
isn't actually ugly. Bloodstained is actually ugly.
Show.
Like, you know,
God,
you offended like a talented artist when you.
I never said it was ugly.
Prince of
That's
Persia.
you putting words in my mouth.
You're trying. Don't gaslight me, dude. This shit's on tape. Someone pull it up.
All I said, and I will admit this, all I said at the time
looks like dog shit. I'd rather
there you go again. I said it was not. I was not super in love with the art style. That's all I said. I didn't say it was ugly. I just said I will. But
coming from a positive poly like you, that's like a death knell. That's like
it's not though. It's not that you're the one perpetuating that.
I'm saying idea. I'm saying when I throw shade at a game, people are just like, oh well, that's just Brad. When you throw shade at a game, they're like, oh, that must be really bad. Because Nick loves everything.
I don't though. I don't.
No, he doesn't love everything, but he defends a lot of things. So
I defend the things that I like.
Prince of Persia looked nice. Hey, we can move on from this. Can I talk about Monster Hunter real quick? It's so funny. I have played like 10 hours of this game, but the truth is, the game I've been spending the most time playing is Tactics Ogre, and I'm not gonna talk about that on the podcast because I've talked about Tactics Ogre. I've talked about multiple versions.
Can I just say, for the record, since people are repeating this in chat, I don't love everything. I famously just said I don't like Ninja Gaiden like at all. Like we were just having this conversation.
In the 18 years we've been doing this podcast, it's only Ninja Gaiden that you.
I just said that Onimusha 4 still has a lot to prove to me because I'm not super impressed by what I've seen so far. So like,
your problem is you hate the things that don't make sense.
What can I say? I like.
Can we move on?
I guess.
Dude, roll that beautiful Monster Hunter footage. This is like a big hype thing for me. I've been playing a bunch of title update 2 for Monster Hunter Wilds. They are doing it. They're getting everything right, man. Like, I don't think there is like, it's overwhelmingly negative on Steam. This day and age, I don't know what's doing it, but like, you know.
I mean, it's bullshit, right?
People
like,
if
I go boot up Monster Hunter Wilds on Steam right now, I'm not going to be like, this is broken piece of garbage. Like, that's not what's happening.
You could run into went and looked at some of those reviews. Like, some of them, the negative reviews are from people that have 120 hours in the game.
Yeah, like, of course.
Calm the fuck down.
No. Like, there's a campaign against this game for sure, and as there are a campaign against.
Is it somehow woke? Is that what people are saying?
No, it's not that. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, this happened to Dragon's Dogma 2, and I'm like, it feels kind of fucked up to me what's going on. I don't know, but it may lead to positive change, but like, something tells me that it's not actually like the goal here, and it kind of worries me. Like, it feels, I'm not saying Monster Hunter doesn't deserve that, but there are other games with tech issues that don't have like these campaigns launched against them. They're not all, there's plenty of games that run like shit that aren't overwhelmingly negative on Steam. So it's a little concerning. Anyways, we have 2 new monsters, and they are loved returning.
And one of them's under fucking water.
That's the crazy part. That's what I want to talk about, like, most of all, because here's the thing. This is a title update, free update, monster drop, right? Lagiacrus, he is the flagship monster of 3rd gen, like Monster Hunter Tri, right? And that is the first and only Monster Hunter gen where they did underwater combat. Ever since then, they just said, fuck it, we're not doing it anymore. And it's been a long time since Monster Hunter Tri. Lagiacrus was the flagship, of course. They bring him into this game, and he's famously like an underwater monster. He was the flagship of the underwater Monster Hunter, right? He's come back in like Generations Ultimate, but he wasn't, there was no underwater in Monster Hunter Generations. So, you know, he was just kind of like a lame version of Lagiacrus because, you know, he's an underwater monster. But here's the thing.
They thought people wouldn't notice if they took him out of the water.
Underwater combat didn't come back. But like, it makes sense because this is just a free title update. People were like, well, maybe they'll do it in like the expansion, or probably not even then. Maybe just like
are we not watching underwater combat?
Listen. Maybe it'll come back in like, not even maybe the Monster Hunter, Worlds, Wilds, whatever. Literally maybe the next gen of Monster Hunter might come back, but like it ain't coming back in this because there's no water in any of these maps, or not enough water. But no, this is the most unexpected part. The craziest thing is that they put underwater anything in a fucking title update. This is not full on underwater combat. You can't swing your weapon around like you could in Monster Hunter Tri. Like you can do a lot. You can move up and down and swim around and dodge and like latch onto the monster and like trigger environmental stuff and shoot, your slinger stuff at them. Like there's a ton you could do. You're like healing. You can use items, maybe even traps. I don't actually know.
That doesn't quite reach the threshold
like
of
you're
underwater
not
combat,
swinging your weapon around like you did in Monster Hunter Tri. So like it's not like the return of Monster Hunter combat, but it is crazy that they did this much for one monster that they released in a free update. Like not even in the expansion to Monster Hunter Wilds, they just did it in a title update, which is crazy. Now,
no, that's
wet your whistle.
That's because it was part of the game and they cut it out.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true at all. What I think this is like what they did when they dabbled in mounts in Monster Hunter World, or like how the clutch claw stuff will like gradually like the slinger to clutch claw was like them testing the waters for the next Monster Hunter. And by the time you got to Monster Hunter Rise, what did you have? Full on Palamute mounts. Now your slinger is much more than a slinger, much more than a clutch claw. Like to me, this is like the test bed for potential like full on underwater combat coming back. Now, it could be the expansion. It could be the next Monster Hunter. It could not even happen. But this feels like that sort of thing, right?
I really hope it's not the next Monster Hunter, because that's like what, like a 6-year wait at least, probably.
No.
I mean, like
there's never that much gap between Monster Hunter games. No. Like they release a Monster Hunter game, a year to 18 months later, they release an expansion, and then. But
I'm saying
like 2 to 3 years later, they're already releasing the next Monster Hunter. Rise. Yeah. So I mean, now they have 2 Monster Hunter teams, right? So like, this team's next game is after the expansion is not going to be the next Monster Hunter, right? It's going to be the team that did Rise, and they're probably going to be working on that game as soon as. But probably even before the expansion for this one comes out, right? It's 2 different Monster Hunter teams, and that could be the one that has, underwater combat. The only thing is, some people I don't think they want it to come back. And like, this is definitely like a gimmicky part of this fight. And I love that they did it. And like, because it's not Lagiacrus, right? Without some underwater stuff. But like, especially like think about speedrunners, right? Like if you're always going into the water, they're going to be so fucking annoyed, but whatever, they'll figure that out. The thing is, I love that shit. Y'all know how I feel about underwater stuff, right? And I think that they could like get it right, like make it feel so good and like fix the things that didn't work about like the past game, but like the dabble in it might not be developed enough to like actually convince people. And I'm worried that the response to this, like people are excited that it's back because it's like it's an homage to a very, very loved monster in Lagiacrus, but I don't know if most people aren't like me. They don't want it back, and they might use this as ammunition for why it shouldn't come back. Yeah. They might use this stuff as ammunition for why it shouldn't come back, because it's not like, the underwater stuff is obviously not as fun as like fighting a monster on land in Monster Hunter, right? But it's not fair, right? Like it's not fair because it wasn't the real deal. So, but I really do hope that this is just a test, because, combat aside, like just being in these environments and like just being able to go underwater, like it adds verticality down. Like to me, there's so much atmosphere and there's like a realistic feel to like being in nature when you can actually go into the water and swim under the water and like to have the things that you're hunting also be able to do that is like it's peak fantasy, it's peak hunting nature fantasy. You have to have underwater combat, damn it, because there are creatures that live in the ocean, in the lakes, in the fucking, and they're horrifying, right, in real life and in Monster Hunter, and I want to be able to kill those things. You know,
when can we go fight monsters in the sky?
I mean, you do that.
No, I mean, like,
Hunter Rise.
No, I mean, like, I want to see, like, I want to see
jet
some
fighters. That's called Ace Combat, Nick.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking like
you want to be fighting them on Sky Islands?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, just
that
like
would be
flying.
Kind of cool.
I don't know.
You want to fly around? Have you played Sunbreak?
Yeah. I guess you're right.
You're
I have
an
played
insect blade
Sunbreak.
user, and you don't get enough of the sky.
I mean, like fighting a dragon in the clouds and like being able to like fly around, like where your feet don't touch the ground while you're fighting.
Sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
You want to go
Like,
up higher,
like
you did
Skyward
flying,
some Skyward Sword shit, but like good, and you're fighting monsters.
Yeah, I guess
in the clouds.
Yeah,
riding around on like a bird. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I'm not
wingsuit.
I'm not trying to call Monster Hunter realistic or anything, but like, Nick, people can't fly.
Wings, make a wingsuit. I don't know. Make up some lore shit.
They did make wingsuits. They did. You know, wire bugs and wingsuits, and there's literally all that exists. Also, maybe play that Ubisoft Omega Force fucking Monster Hunter. Like, what was that game called that came out a couple of years ago?
Yeah, Revixie is right.
Wild Hearts had like flying machines and stuff.
Revixie's right. I want Scalebound. That's what I want.
Dude, there is a Monster Hunter like with like flight coming out, like some indie devved one that looks really cool. Maybe I don't think it came out. They showed some Monster Hunter like where you were like flying through the skies. What the fuck was that? I saw it like 9 months ago or something at some showcase.
I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat knows.
Gamescom.
But for now,
wingsuits flying Monster Hunter like someone, anybody.
Light no fire.
No. Anyways,
yeah, we can move on.
I will say, like, if you want a Monster Hunter Wilds to get hard, they have made hard fights now. I am more afraid of 8-star tempered Seregios than I am Core Magala. He is fucking scary.
You're
sweet.
Anyways. Also, like, I cart here.
Who's the other monster that they added?
Seregios. Steve. He's cool. No, he is cool. And his tempered version is insane. It is insane.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, bring your jerky, though. He does bleed, so. It's hard.
All right. I want to, how are we doing on time? Before we take our break, we have some time. Chris Davis. I didn't bother asking you what the game is you want to talk about because you clearly wanted it to be a surprise. I don't know what's about to happen.
You do this all the time, Chris Davis. This shit better be good.
It better be. It's better be fucking
be
good.
Like, I hop back into the division. I'm playing the Division 1.
So much goodwill left, Chris.
What did you call this in Discord? You had a name for this. Oh, you're muted, by the way.
My summer gaming homework.
Summer gaming homework.
So it's related to something that's coming out soon, I think. If he's calling this
sort
homework,
of, yeah.
Or is it okay? Or
I'm playing Ace Combat again.
No, but I am going to start that soon because news. Anyway, no, I kind of like once a year want to go through like a very old game and just like. Because I never played it, I want to get that experience. So I decided to do a series of games, shorter stuff this year. And my first one did not end well because I didn't realize it was so long. What?
You're going through a whole series or just
just individual games.
Okay.
Yeah, not in a series.
Better be good.
The first one I'm working on, which was longer than I anticipated, is Okami.
Shit!
You've never played Okami before?
Never played Okami.
Damn, dog.
Okami sequel?
I will say that was kind of the reason. Did have a
revival club.
You could have played it, but I mean, hey, I love Okami, so good.
Dude,
on
Okami's
you.
so
that
sick.
game is longer than you would think.
Yeah,
dude, this game's like 40 to 50 hours. This game is not short.
It is not. I finished it in like 38. I was like, there's so many breaks in this game where there's the natural progression to the next act. Which they spell it out so hard, it almost feels like it's episodic into like a whole separate game, but it's not.
A little bit.
Yeah,
it just keeps going. It just but like the magic has touched you, right? Like you feel the magic.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed my time with this.
Hell yeah.
I literally thought the game was about to roll credits after I beat Orochi, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like if the credits rolled there, Okami would be disappointing. I get it.
I agree with you.
It definitely goes on longer than maybe it should, but I don't know. Like I think people overstate that sometimes. Like Okami is like pretty amazing.
But it's got such a like the world and like just kind of the concept, like it's so well executed. It has such a presence and like such personality that like I don't know. It gets a pass. It gets a fucking pass.
Yeah, no, I mean
100%.
You're not wrong.
Still cannot believe we're getting a sequel to this game.
Okami
cannot believe that.
Honestly, like to me, that's not even real yet. To me, that's not.
I
real.
know.
I can't. I won't let myself get
shit.
excited about a new. Yeah, because shit happens and it feels far away, and I don't trust. Like
anybody.
Well, Kamiya could just like piss off someone, and it all falls apart, right? Like I feel like he could be a bit of a loose cannon.
He's gonna block the CEO of
like
fucking Capcom or something.
Capcom had to have made him the offer, saying, "Come back to us, and the first game you're going to work on is Okami 2, or whatever you want."
It's like I think it's just surprising that like I guess I'm surprised that Capcom acknowledged the value of Okami.
Didn't they already do a remake of this?
They made Okami
They've
Den,
done
which
a lot
is a
of
DS sequel.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that.
Oh, and they did a remaster.
They poured it and remastered.
Which I imagine is what you're playing, Krista.
So this is, I'm playing the PS4 and Xbox port of the HD version that came out on the PS3.
But like you understand that Okami like was a game that was unsuccessful when it launched originally on PS2. But they just
came out in 2006, which was not a good time.
Porting over the years, and I think because of that, over the years, there's a Switch version and stuff, and a PC version, and I bet it sort of picked up steam and sales, just like something like Dragon's Dogma did, or even Resident Evil 4, right? Like Resident Evil 4 at launch on the GameCube was seen as like a bit of a failure until they like put it on PS2 and put it on Wii, and all of a sudden it became one of the, gradually became one of the best-selling Resident Evil games.
You make the MSRP $25-$30 maximum. You put it on sale regularly. People will buy it and play it and discover, hey, this is really fucking good.
I also feel like this feels like one of those games that's like so artistically well executed. It's got such vision that I feel, and I'm thinking about like I'm thinking about Wind Waker, right? And like the people's reaction to Wind Waker and how it made me so angry. It's just like people don't sometimes people just don't understand. They don't.
Well, the real problem with Wind Waker in particular was that Nintendo had this brilliant looking tech demo for the GameCube that told you one thing, and then Wind Waker was completely fucking different.
That is true. It was maybe it was a bit bait and switch thing.
Yes,
I'm glad.
All of the history is a funny way of remembering it, but like critics, and even not just critics, but like even the idiots who were bitching about it. By the time that game came out and people were playing it, like no one was saying that anymore. That was like a pre-release like anger
reaction.
Yeah. Like
once they actually played
Wind Waker was loved very quickly after launch.
I know.
It was.
I know.
Yeah.
The only thing about Wind Waker that was universally despised was that ending Triforce fishing quest.
Wow. I mean, yeah,
which they completely fixed and made so much better in the Wii U version.
Sure, yeah,
and now that version is locked on the fucking Wii U.
Yeah. Until they eventually.
Anyway, sorry.
For now,
we digress. Fucking Okami. What did you? Yeah. What did you say about Okami?
I've really enjoyed this game. I did not expect the whole celestial brush techniques to be so integral to the actual combat loop. I expected that to be for just more of the puzzle design. And that
You're
is
making
still
bombs
the
and
shit
shit in combat.
Yeah, this is a Kamiya game. They're a combat like team, you know.
Yeah,
it's
but it's fun how like they don't really teach you all these mechanics of like they tell you what they're for, but how you apply them to enemies, it's kind of a natural like figuring out like, oh, this enemy is on fire. Oh, that means I need to do the wind move to put him out, and then I can go in for their for damage. Or
then I can touch him.
Well, I wasn't going to put it that way, but okay.
I mean,
all
that's what you're trying to say, right? You can't when they're on fire. You can't. Okay,
sure. Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed by the difficulty. I never once died. I never even came close to dying in any way, shape, or form.
Just too good.
Only at the very end did I actually end up using a few health items. Like, that was it. So I really should have played on hard.
Remember. There's difficulty options?
Yeah, there was a standard difficulty. Yeah.
You probably should have played on hard then. But I honestly can't even remember because I've now played this twice because I played it for the Revival Club and I don't have much memory. I think I just get so swept up in kind of the experience that I just didn't really pay much mind to like how easy or difficult it was, which is not a good thing or a bad thing, I suppose.
I do remember there being like ratings and stuff too, right? For like combat. So it wasn't so much as like difficult as like I was trying to get like a perfect rating or something. Honestly,
the cherry tree blossoming is part of the score.
I remember like the boss fight versus it's like a kind of like a Ninetales type fight or something versus like they can also use the brush technique. I remember that.
Yes,
really
that
cool
was a
boss
delightful
fight.
surprise. I was like, oh shit. Yeah,
it's been a long time since I played that game.
It holds up as far as I can tell. Like this,
I'm gonna be really fascinated to see what they do with like the combat in the sequel if we end up getting it, because like the one thing I understand why they did it, but I'm wondering if it's like a technical limitation from the hardware perspective, but like how it always locks you into those like small arenas for the fights, and I'm wondering if they're gonna continue down that path or if they're gonna like.
What do you mean?
Like when you get into combat, it like encloses
locks you into a
like,
small arena.
It locks you into like a small circle, which not a bad thing, but like I'm wondering if that is
it's definitely
somehow,
like a combat encounter sort of thing.
Yeah, I definitely think
I'm just wondering if that's gonna make the jump.
Yeah,
we'll see.
To me, that's tech limitation of the time. I guess it was a PS2 game, so
I don't even think it's a tech limitation. I think it just wasn't that sort of game. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
20 years later, like they could do so much more at this point.
They could do anything with this thing. I don't know if you were thinking about going to play Okami Den, but I don't know.
It has crossed my mind. I don't want to play it right now because I have played 40 hours of Okami.
Yeah, don't.
It's not good.
I mean, it's not Okami. Like it's not
like it wasn't made by that team, and it just feels like they're trying to make Okami again, but on a DS. And it's like even in like a lot of the bad ways. I don't know. It's not. I didn't like it. But I also didn't finish it because I was like,
I
bounced off. What is this shit? Yeah.
Kami
is making Bayonetta now. Okay, I'm.
He's moved on.
This shit.
Yeah. The one thing I will complain about from a tech perspective, anyway, is that this port of a port, basically, it's locked at 30 frames on console. And combined with the art style and how you move the camera, like there aren't basically any accessibility options to begin with. I understand. But I expected, if I'm playing on an Xbox or PS4 10 years later, I expect 60 frames, man. Or at least a stable 30. But
there's a lot of like bad like ports that just don't make sense like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes these games are like they're locked frame rates, and like they'll try to unlock them in the remastering process, and it breaks the game
100%.
And it could have been one of those situations. You never know.
There was a remaster of a racing game, I think, and the speed of the game was locked to the frame rate. So if you were emulating it, you would blaze through races.
That sounds like a nightmare. But hey, it's getting a sequel. I don't know if you heard.
Is it?
I'm sure
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
it's like until I see the movie trailer, shut the fuck up. There ain't no BioShock movie or whatever the fuck. This shit happens too often.
Yes,
there's
there is. Netflix
God of
is
War
making
TV
it.
series. My ass. Show me the trailer.
Hey, we know Amazon's making a Tomb Raider series. I've seen.
I don't give a shit. Give me the next Tomb Raider game. My God,
that is true.
I love video games, but like the people who want their video games to be turned into movies and television, I do not understand. I don't get it. I don't even like Castlevania and shit. It's like that could
Brad yelling
just
at clouds
be
again.
I mean, is that a crazy take?
No. I'm just
it's like do something that's not like.
Yeah, it's like Alan Moore always said about comics, where it's like if we're just looking at this as like a medium that is eventually going to be adapted into a movie, then we're not giving the medium of comics itself the respect it
credited,
like as its own thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is why it drives me crazy that like Hideo Kojima is so interested in like making movies, because like, bro, like your shit's cool because it's not a movie.
Yeah,
it's
but
cool because you do
it also, but like your shit also already kind of feels like a movie in its own way.
No, it's cinematic, yes. Yeah. Like obviously he's obsessed with movies, but like the truly mind-blowing stuff that he accomplishes is always like the subversive shit he's doing because it's a video game.
Yeah.
And also with Kojima work, there's no way you could fit any of that into a 2-hour runtime. So
that is probably true.
Also, like, the stuff we like in video games, or at least I like in video games, is not like,
story.
Well, it's like, is there going to be a movie with good combat? Well, I mean, okay, there's good like fight choreography, but like,
not.
I am not doing that. I'm saying like I'm not going to feel
passive.
Good.
Yeah,
it's passive.
Can
I build a deck in a? Can I build?
They released a new screenshot, or they released a new shot, behind the scenes shot, I guess, of that Silent Hill 2 movie they're making.
It looks so bad.
It looks like
those are behind the scene costumes.
It is a behind the scenes shot, which let me tell you, I have seen plenty of instances where like behind the scennes shot looks like dog shit, and then you see it after it's gone through like post production or whatever and turned into a thing, and it actually doesn't look that bad. But that does not. But that shot does not look great. And it just makes me sad, because I'm like, Silent Hill 2 remake was so goddamn good. Now you're going to turn around and potentially maybe release a movie that looks like this?
But Nick, you know what was also good? Silent Hill 2, not the remake. And that didn't stop them from making dog shit Silent Hill movies back then. Like this has been going on forever.
I know.
Like, the quality of the medium, the source doesn't matter. Like they're going to always make bad...
I mean, stuff. I don't know. We live in a post Last of Us and Fallout world, and both of those were like really interesting adaptations, and I don't know. But like that is not the rule. Those are the exceptions to the rule. So I don't know. Anyways, we've gotten so far away from Okami. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Okami?
I also want to mention that the storytelling was a little annoying going from the start with Eason and how he was doing his narrative, but he really grew on me. And Amaterasu, she's just, at the end of the day, she's just a fucking dog, and I love...
She's a pooch. Yep.
I just love how they just play into that with like all of her like character framing and emotions, and it's just so fucking good.
Yep.
Yeah,
she's great,
dude. But
this
how
could
sick
be
is
like
it?
an excellent cartoon series, and we're never.
We just had this conversation.
Oh, that's it's crazy to say. You know, like Hideki Kami, a creator of the Wonderful 101 and Beautiful Joe, might make a property that would go really well as a cartoon. Hey, did you know that in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, your 3 characters could be like 3 Kami characters? You could do Beautiful Joe, Amaterasu, and Dante from Devil May Cry, and have a full-on Kamiya team. Pretty sick.
That is pretty sick. Yeah.
You know, it's also sick. Beautiful Joe. Bring back Beautiful Joe. What the fuck?
Yeah. But first, bring back Okami.
One day.
All right, guys, we need to take a break. When we come back, I do want to talk a little bit about Death Stranding too. I want to check in with Crispy. You've been playing some. I want to hear what you've been doing on your Switch. We haven't talked to you about your Switch.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up. So if you're watching us live on twitch.tv/4playerpodcast, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're going to talk about Death Stranding in a second. Before we do that,
there it is.
Crispy, you've been out of town.
I've been out.
It sounds to me like maybe
state.
Maybe it sounds like maybe you've played more Switch 2 than any of us here.
I've traveled across 1,300 miles of this great American country of ours,
which you chose to do.
Through like 7 states, I think, 7 or 8 states.
Yeah.
All of it looked the same. It's all farmland. It's all corn, wheat, and soybeans. That's it. It's all, so, like, these red states aren't filled with people voting red. It's filled with corn. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to put it into words, but, like, on the drive back, we got into Texas. We were, like, 2 hours outside of Austin, and we passed a fucking cornfield, and, like, something in my head just went click, like... I don't know. It's fun. Anyway.
So I had the pleasure of visiting Chris Davis's new home recently, and I will tell you this: there is a cornfield directly behind it. Directly behind it.
Right? Well, it's maize.
Almost
not corn, but yeah.
It could.
Corn is maize. Maize.
The events of signs could happen at Chris Davis's house.
100%.
Like,
yeah.
Just a stone's throw away from the side of a cornfield.
Yeah, hope you got water handy.
Yeah.
So I've been away from home. I haven't had a chance to play anything. I even missed the launch of Death Stranding 2 and haven't started it yet. I took my new Switch 2 with me, and this was my inaugural outing with the Switch 2, and I gotta
maiden voyage.
Pretty cool. I mean, it's a Switch. Like, so far, it's a Switch. I feel like
it's like getting a new phone.
Yeah, I feel like
it is like getting a new phone.
It's like getting a new phone. I feel like I fidget with the controllers popping out. Yeah, the triggers. Yeah. More, and I like that it has enough storage that I can actually install all the games I own and still have space. Unlike the first Switch, which I have like one of the pre-OLED Switches.
Yeah.
It's cool. I played an hour of Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart World.
Mario Kart World.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's Mario Kart. And then I stopped. Because I wasn't playing with anybody. I was just playing on my own offline and everything.
Right.
The open world was cool for a minute. And then was like,
separate mode. I'm still bitching about this. I can't.
It's weird. It's weird, right?
It's not even mode.
It
feels weird. Like a bait and switch to me.
I mean, I don't know what it would have been. Like, I can't really... Unless it was just Grand Theft Auto, I don't really know.
Forza Horizon is what it should have
been.
Yeah,
I guess. I didn't play that, so maybe, that's on me,
The template is out there.
Burnout Paradise.
Yeah,
Burnout Paradise,
anything, I guess. Sure. Yeah, I don't think it's great, but I think it's...
Look...
I'm glad that I bought it with the system because now I just have it, and like, you know, when you have a Nintendo,
it's good for parties.
You want to have a Mario Kart, not for yourself, but for when like everyone comes over and gets you drunk and is like, "Oh, play Mario Kart," and you're like, "Okay, I can hook that up." You know, whatever. It was cool. I went online. I found the unlockable characters that I wanted, and then I just went and did those, and then I stopped playing it. And then I even got in Discord and was like, "Hey, I have a lot of time. I have Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I have the demo for Unicorn Overlord. Which one do you think I should play?" Brad suggested that I play Fire Emblem Three Houses. I did. I played probably about 6 hours of that. I got through a couple months in the calendar in Fire Emblem. So like I played it and like it's cool. I really like it. I started getting into the like rhythm of like doing the teacher stuff, like doing lesson plans.
That's what I thought you'd be more into. Because
I am. It is really cool. I enjoy it.
The class
I really enjoy it.
And...
I really think it's cool, and it's kind of speaking to me a bit more than previous Fire Emblems had.
Yeah,
I really like it,
it's the one that everyone likes for that stuff.
Right, I wanna keep going with it, but I was also playing the demo for Unicorn Overlord,
which progress does carry over on that one.
Really enjoyed that, and then I hooked up to the internet one night and I saw that it was on sale, like a good sale, it was like half off. Ooh. So I bought it, and I was like, okay, I bought it, and then because I bought it, I was like, I'll just keep playing this, which that's what I did for the rest of the trip. So I think I'm at like 16, 18 hours in Unicorn Overlord.
It's a good ass video game.
I'm like, my units are about like level 10. I just rescued Scarlet, if that helps anybody who's played the game gauge where I'm at. I'm moving out of the first region and into my second region.
It's a bit of a gooner.
Yeah,
game.
that game, I didn't even like. It took me a minute to really get what was going on. That game is sick. Sick. Yeah. And the one criticism I keep seeing people say is that like they don't think the story is that good, and the story is real basic. Like it is real. Like, this is the evil empire. You're the good guy. Go free the land, you know, and reclaim your rightful place as the hero of destiny. It's super, super basic.
Yeah,
it looks like a game that feels that
but
should
it's
be
executed
more complicated
well.
than that.
It's executed well, and it's definitely a game where like. Yeah, the gameplay and the systems are very forward, and the story is kind of just like scenario. You know, it's not.
It's dressing.
Right. Well, I don't even want to say that, but I do think it's kind of it's pretty basic, but you know, shit, I like Superman. Like, what's more basic than that? You know, like it's done really well. I think the voice acting is great. I think the art. I mean, obviously, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm a little bit of a visual slut, Brad. Maybe I like graphics.
Vanillaware makes beautiful fucking games.
That game is fucking gorgeous. That game is so pretty.
Is this your first Vanillaware game?
Yeah. I mean, I've dabbled before, but this is the most I've ever played of one for sure. But yeah, like the whole real-time / turn-based thing, auto battler, like it's a really weird combination that I was like, I don't really know how deep this could get, because you know, I hadn't seen a lot of the characters and the early battles are really easy, and then after I like got through a couple like story checkpoints and like started unlocking different unit types and was getting like all these different suggestions of like what kind of units I can build with these like what kind of formations I can build with these units. Dude, it's
it's got the sauce.
Sick. It's sick. It is sick.
I love all these people discovering that they were secretly Ogre Battle fans all along.
I guess, man. I don't know. Like, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's got some kind of weird sauce that I never could have like even the pitch, like me trying to explain it to myself, sounds kind of like okay. But yeah, putting hands on it, it's
dude. Now imagine Unicorn Overlord, which has like a pretty mediocre story, right?
Sure.
What if It was a world and story written and created by Yasumi Matsuno.
I knew that he was gonna fucking say
That's Ogre Battle. That's Ogre Battle. I mean, bring back Ogre Battle.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's This. I mean, this story. It's not. I don't know. I don't want to call it mediocre. I think it's basic. It's got
that game
it's got
is
a
longer
very, like,
than you realize, and it just keeps going.
I guess.
Yeah,
and it very much has the like shonen anime thing of like most of your enemies end up becoming friends if you play your cards right, where it's like, oh, you weren't a bad guy, you were just under mind control for 10 years and I have a magic ring, and now it's like, join my army, and they're like, my prince, like, you know.
But you know what, you get so many cool looking characters. That's the thing, it does look really
so sick. They're so sick,
and they're like combat animations and stuff, and that stuff just keeps getting more and more and more elaborate.
Dude.
Once you complete the Coliseum and all that stuff there,
Okay. Yeah.
And you get like the 15-foot lady with the giant,
giant shield.
I pleasantly surprised. Really cool game.
It's a good one.
I don't know. I don't know.
You almost got it on your roster for 50 cents.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, is that this year?
No, that was last year.
Oh,
no, that was he was going to give you that in metaphor for $1. Remember?
Yeah. It's good. I'm happy. I feel
it's a good handheld game for sure.
But we'll get back to it when I can, and then Fire Emblem. I guess maybe someday I'll play all the games.
What school did you pick? What
the Black Eagles.
Okay.
The one with the Empress chick.
It's
first of all, right. It's
not the right choice, but it's the crispy choice.
No, I thought it was a pretty good choice.
Wait, Brad, what are you, a golden deer bitch? Is that what's?
No, I bet he's the Blue Lions, aren't you?
No, I'm a golden deer guy.
Oh, really? Why is golden deer the one everyone likes?
I don't think it is. I mean, people
like
all
Brad
people have their lot.
Okay, why
classes.
did you pick golden deer?
Because they're the good ones.
Good how? Like mechanically? I picked Black Eagles because in true Brad fashion, it was the only house that was led by a woman. And
I really wanted to go Black Eagles because of that, but
and they're the magic house. Deer? They're the ones that have like the best sorcerers.
I think I looked at the class of the ladies that were in each class. No, I that wasn't it either. I honestly don't remember why I chose Golden Deer. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I think I wanted to go someone different than other people playing. Maybe.
I got you. Yeah, no. So I went with Black Eagles. Really cool. Yeah. I haven't played enough of it that I feel really comfortable talking about it too much.
Yeah. No. There's a lot more to that.
But yeah, the whole life management aspect of it, like the persona-ish, I guess, bit of it is really
pretty good.
Cool. Really cool.
Pretty good.
You'll definitely have some students and stuff that grow on you. And the best part of the game is you could steal students from other classes. And I literally took the lady of every single other class and none of the guys.
Yeah, you're fucking weirdo like that. Yeah, I've been getting into that. I've been leveling up relationships with certain other students because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna steal you. But I really like the lineup of the Black Eagles. Like, I like most of those characters already.
Every class is good. That's the thing. Every class is good. Every class has some winners, and like some people will play that game over and over again just to see all. I remember Ed did that. Ed played through it like 3 times because he wanted to see all the stories, and which is crazy because that's not a short game.
Yeah, that's a commitment. Yeah, I don't know.
He's a big Fire Emblem guy to begin with, though, too, right? So.
I mean, he's no Brad, but I think he plays some of the newer ones. Whatever. Cool. It's cool.
Cool. Well, sounds like you're getting a lot of use of your Switch 2 already, which is good.
Yeah, I'm trying.
We're all really just kind of biding our time for Donkey Kong.
Really just waiting for Donkey Kong, man. Honestly, that game looks so sick. Why did they do this to me? Why did they make a game and then say, we're going to sell this for $70 forever? Like,
DK Mogs the shit out of Mario. Like, I honestly, like, Mario Odyssey 2 would be so lame compared to this.
He just got, like, a fucking sick-ass theme park. Like, that Donkey Kong roller coaster looks sick. And now a sick-ass game? Like, when will he stop?
It's the DK revolution, dude.
It's funny, like, up until this game was announced, I feel like I've never heard Brad say one positive thing about a Donkey Kong game, ever.
What?
That can't be true.
You're always talking. I feel like Brad's
always talking. I'm sick.
Donkey Kong 64 is a joke, but
oh come on,
you're right. I am critical of like the modern like retro Donkey Kongs. I think they're super overglazed. But I have a lot of nostalgia for the Donkey Kong Country games for sure. But like mostly because of the music and just like literally the nostalgia. Like those are Super Nintendo games. I played like a ton of as a kid, but I mean Donkey Kong mechanically was no fucking Mario.
I mean, this is the first one. This is the first Donkey Kong that's made you excited based on its like mechanics.
Yeah, because they made like a Hulk game. I mean, it looks so much better than any other Donkey Kong game. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jungle Beat's cool, but like this one really captures like going ape shit.
He goes Super Saiyan, Super Simian, Super Saiyan Nick.
Super Simian.
Yeah, it looks so
That's pretty good.
It looks so fucking good.
That's crazy.
Well, that's coming very, very soon. That's like middle of July, I think, right?
Yeah. I'm excited.
Dang.
It's like 17th?
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's crazy.
July
It's crazy.
17th.
It's coming up fast. All right.
It's going to be like Astrobot, though, where like Henry's really going to want to play it. I'm like,
Nah.
we can have some father-son time where you
watch me play.
You watch your father play
like
this.
Pauline.
No, there's a co-op mode. Yeah, he could do that.
Yeah, but he's just going to, ruin the balance of the game. He could play after. With Astrobot, he could always play like after I played the levels. You can go back there and collect any of the shit I missed. He loved it.
Exploit your children.
Brad's parenting dynamic when it comes to video games is just fantastic. All right. Look, I want to talk a little bit about Death Stranding 2 on the beach, but I also kind of like what Crispy said a few minutes ago. I don't know.
You're probably like.
I don't know if I've played enough.
But didn't you play 100%. The first one recently? Or did you not?
I played the first one in 2019 when it came out.
You said I thought you went back when I was I talked about it.
I talked about wanting to go back and revisit it because hearing you talk about it made me like feel like super excited. Look, I also want to apologize ahead of time. This is I finished a run of Blueprints and then I immediately booted this up to record footage. And it goes straight into a boss fight, and it's chaos. It's chaos.
Are they still like they are in the first game, where it's just like you running through an ocean of tar?
Yeah, and that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I kind of wanted to capture some of the non-boss fight. There is a little bit at the end of this footage. I don't even know if I'll be talking about it long enough to kind of get through that. But yeah, at this point, I've probably played like 5 to 6 hours of Death Stranding 2, which, if you have played a Kojima game ever, know that that's not a lot. And this game, Death Stranding is
opening title yet.
You know what's funny? Now that I think about it,
dude, it doesn't hit for a long time in the first. You have to get out of the first map, I think, before it hits.
I mean, I do kind of feel like it's almost funny because like the setup for this game, like it almost feels too simple. Like it almost feels like this can't be the actual story.
Give it 20
this can't be the actual. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm probably still in the prologue of this game, and I feel like I'm getting pretty close to wait for that other shoe to drop, and the actual story to begin, because it just kind of like very casually someone comes and proposes like, I need you to do this, just one more delivery, and he's like, okay, I want to go do it, and he like leaves, and he's like, and it's being pitched very much as kind of like a very quick in and out kind of job for him, and I was like, that's obviously not the case, and I'm getting pretty close to that, to shit going sideways. But this game is fucking weird.
Have you seen Ziggs yet?
No. I've barely scratched the surface. So like anything I have to say about this game at this point is just is purely kind of.
Have you experienced anything new, like new weapons? It kind of looks like you're using a gun I've never seen before.
Are they still doing the shit and blood grenades?
Yeah, the poop grenades.
So they have new blood grenades, which I just did a sequence yesterday where I had to go through a bunch of BTs and use blood grenades to take them out, which is pretty cool. And I use a few blood grenades in this fight. This is also a fight that's kind of designed to teach you how to use these new bullets that are supposed to that work on BTs. But what that really just means is you bullets. Shoot them with a gun and
they had that in the first game.
Yeah. So. Nothing mechanically speaking that is too crazy new here.
Okay.
I actually spent like probably over an hour of that playtime was in like they have when you go to the private quarters in the thing, they have like a VR headset that lets you do all the training and stuff. And I spent a lot of time. It reminds me a lot of like Metal Gear Solid training missions, like the VR missions. Yeah. Which I don't think they had that in the first game. Maybe Crispy, you can.
They had like a firing range. I don't think they had.
Yeah, this is much more detailed than a firing range. They have like actual like missions with like enemies and maps and like. So I was kind of trying to get back in the swing of things. I said this earlier. Like this game is just there's so much going on the screen, but I feel like I'm picking the language of it back up again, but slowly, and I'm fumbling through a lot of this stuff at the moment. But like, I did build a watchtower and a timefall shelter, which I think those were both in the first game. It's been so long I can't remember, but they kind of pitched it shelters. Timefall shelters are more advanced in this game than they were, and you can actually like
they had they were like umbrellas basically that also emitted like a vehicle repair spray and recharge.
Now they actually repel BTs.
That's cool.
Which is
so. How does that work too? Because you don't have a BB now, right? So it doesn't look like you have the rig. Like it doesn't look like you have the thing that detects them. So like
you have a top.
You have and this is also getting into like the lore shit that I can't really wrap my head around. But like he has dooms, right? That sickness dooms, and I guess people who have dooms, if they stand still, they can. And they're close, they can can detect.
So he's kind of like okay.
It's actually really creepy.
Like protagonist syndrome. Gotcha.
Yeah, but like
he had dooms in the first game, but I guess it's probably more advanced now. I don't know.
I mean, it was actually really creepy because like you're walking around this area and it's telling you that there's BTs in the area, but you don't see any of them. But if you stop moving for like a second, you'll start to see their like strands like that's come into focus. Yeah, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, you know what? Oh, go ahead.
I want to ask the BTs themselves. Are they still static fields of them, or do they actually roam and are they like dynamic now?
I don't know if I can comment on that too much yet. The area I was in yesterday, they feel like they were. I mean, it was part of a mission and that was my first real encounter with BTs. So I don't know if I can really attest. I barely scratched the surface of the open world. What I will say that seems really cool is the weather shit that they've added. The first thing I did, like the first mission, you're going basically into Mexico, and I leave my home base. I'm literally out in the open world for like 10 minutes, and out in the distance, I'm like, damn, that's beautiful. Like I'm just kind of taking in the mountains and everything, and I just see this like huge dust storm, and I'm like, that's cool. I want to go to the dust storm. And then I started to realize the dust storm is coming to me. It's getting closer, and then I shit you not. This is definitely like you could feel Kojima's like hard on from watching Mad Max Fury Road. You go into the fucking sandstorm, and it's like the sandstorm from Fury Road, where there's just like lightning striking everywhere and like just crazy shit flying through the air. And it was super fucking cool. But there's also earthquakes that happen periodically, and they can actually cause like rock slides and stuff. So you got to be careful about that. And yeah, I mean, like I feel like there's going to be a lot of that in this game, but I clearly haven't seen it all yet. But like, it just it's
we haven't gotten to 2 yet, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I still feel like I'm playing Death Stranding 1.5, but like I'm remembering
did you play
very
Director's
quickly.
Cut?
I did not play Director's Cut.
I hear people who play Director's Cut are. I mean, like, this game is a lot like the first one, but especially if you've played Director's Cut, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
If you didn't, it'll probably feel like this has a lot more, like, quality of life added.
Yeah.
But, I mean, which it does still, yes, but...
It definitely, I'm already kind of feeling, it is feeling kind of more Metal Gear-y to me. Like, the amount of times I'm, like, sneaking around and, like, taking dudes out is already...
Nothing I'm seeing on screen reminds me of Metal Gear.
No, definitely not. This is a boss fight, like I said. But I've done several missions where I've had to like sneak onto a base and like sneak around and like come up behind them and like take people out with your strand thing or knock people out. And it just feels very much like I'm playing like actually because it takes place in Mexico, at least at this part in the game, and I'm running around and there's lots of like bright sun and like desert. It actually feels a lot like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh yeah, at like Afghanistan.
Parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm so far I'm still kind of
all the footage and like the screenshots I've seen look incredible.
Dude,
like,
it's
one of the
gorgeous.
reviews I was reading said like if you're playing on PS5 or whatever, you don't even. Well, I guess you're only playing on PS5, but like they're like you don't even need the like HDR mode.
Here, you can actually see. Here's the open world now that I'm out of the boss fight.
That's crazy. That's so good.
Dude, it looks amazing, and like the weather effects are amazing, and also like I'm realizing that like, and I remember this from before, but I had forgotten, I guess, but like the sauce, like the vibe sauce in this game is literally just how you'll be running through the open world, and all of a sudden some beautiful like indie music just starts
you
playing, and I'm like,
hill and
you
then
don't
like
find that a little corny?
I mean,
it is, yes, but like,
but
the
it's
fact
amazing.
That it's sincere about it is like, dude, I don't care. Sometimes things
it gives me goosebumps.
Cool.
It gives me goosebumps every time. I'm like, this is fucking unreal. This is so unhinged. There was a wonderful. I don't know if y'all saw it. I think I reposted it earlier, but like, there's an interview with Norman Reedus talking about making Death Stranding 2, and he's like, Hideo's just like, all right, now I want you to hold the baby and cry. And I'm like, as an actor, I'm like, why am I crying? And he's like, 'cause the baby, sad. Look, a whale. yeah. He's like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. And I'm like, God, that sounds amazing. Like, I just want to be a fly on the wall watching him make this game. And it's kind of hilarious that Norman Reedus is like, he acknowledges how fucking batshit insane it is, but he's like, all right, bro, I'll whatever you want. You just point, I'll go. I'll do it.
The big bucks.
Yeah. And somehow it ends up coming together into this like weirdly beautiful thing that is unlike anything else. Right. I still find like I've already done several. Like one of the first deliveries I did in this game, I was like, I just started picking up shit that I was like, I'm already like pushing it on my like capacity and like how much I can carry, and I feel like it. And for some reason, like just the act of picking things up, trying to keep your balance, trying to make it over tough terrain, and trying to make it to your destination is not boring, and somehow
it's
like
that like mindfulness, like you're in the moment, you're being procedural, like
I get locked in.
It's difficult to explain if you haven't played it, but like it's a walking simulator in the best possible way.
But like I could just play baby steps and not have to.
My brain is telling me this should be boring as hell, but for some reason it's like the opposite. I don't know. Like I still love this weird fucking thing, and I'm really excited to kind of see how crazy it gets. And I hear it gets pretty damn crazy, but like in a good way.
Is the UI? But I believe y'all, and I know I can get there. But when I was playing the first game or the director's cut recently, it's just like I'm just on this menu. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm putting stuff on my backpack or something. And I just keep putting stuff on the ground. And I'm like, it's so bad. Like, the UI is so... I couldn't deal with it. I was like, I want to go... Let me walk. I don't want to ever look at this menu ever again because it does not make any fucking sense. And I know eventually that will become muscle memory, brain.
Yes.
You know,
you gotta push
and
through.
I won't even think about it. But at first, it's so hostile.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why I was like, Blueprints is like so calming to me, because it is the exact opposite of that.
Yeah. I don't know, because I've only played the director's cut, but that might be somewhat alleviated a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of like you have to learn the UI a little bit, but I don't think that that's bad.
It was
like
so
once
frustrating.
you know what you're doing, it's like
yeah,
transferring cargo between like your cart and the ground and what's on your body and like and there's usually like a recommended load, like you hit a button and it kind of like evenly distributes your load across your body, and then you can kind of tweak from there. Like,
I remember that button. I could eventually find that button, and then sometimes I accidentally press the wrong one, and I put stuff on the ground, and
I don't know
where it is. Like, is this equipped? I don't know how much stuff weighs. Is it important how I put it on myself? And should I bring these things?
It is very important.
I don't fucking know any of it.
Yeah, for sure.
It is very.
It's like I didn't expect that. Like when I started Death Stranding, like I didn't expect me to be stressing out about a UI.
That is the only thing that stresses me out about this game, and that is
that's
it,
not sauce.
like
that's sauce.
I mean,
that's sauce.
That's some gristle. It's some gristle in my meat.
It's not. There's sauce in there. You just haven't you haven't warmed the steak up enough that gristle is like melted into delicious unctuousness. You know what I mean? Like
I like the smell.
There. It's there. Like it makes sense once you
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Brad.
The UI makes sense.
Fight you.
The UI makes sense. Look,
I don't know. That... Like I don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't know, man. Whatever.
I look at the map and I'm moving the sticks and the buttons, and I'm like, I just want to like put a line to where I think I'm gonna go, and I can't figure it out. I played a lot of video games, dude.
Brad's a little weak-minded.
Yeah.
I played a lot of video games, and I know when ones are like intuitive and when ones are not, and it is not
intuitive. Though being not, I don't know.
There is a learning curve.
Excel is not intuitive, but it's an incredibly powerful, useful tool once you learn how to use it. You know, like,
there is a little bit of a hill to climb.
Of course,
like.
I'm not. All I'm saying is that it's not intuitive. I'm not judging it based on that. I'm saying that it's just it's friction. That's not the good kind of friction. The good friction is falling and tripping and into a river and then all your shit going downstream. That's the friction I want. Not how do I put the shit on my character in a menu.
Flash floods.
Yes, that's what I want to enjoy.
That shit's
I want to
wild.
get past. I want the bullshit to become muscle memory so I can enjoy the bullshit that I came for.
That's fair. Look, I'll talk more.
Just gotta let go, Brad. Just gotta let go.
Homie,
I'm sure we'll be talking about this more.
I was falling asleep.
We'll be talking about this more. Crispy's going to start it. I'm going to keep going, obviously. We'll talk more about it once we actually get to the actual copy.
And I still want to find like a good summary video that's, I don't know, like
there is
20 minutes long maybe.
Brad, I will tell you this. When you boot up the game, there is a previously on Death Stranding thing in this game that's like 5 minutes.
Shit. Those are always dog shit.
But like it sounds like it's what you're looking for. Like it
but
gives
that's for the person who played the first game, not for the person who skipped the first game. It's like a refresher, right?
It's a refresher, but
it's like 22 minutes long.
Okay, that's weird.
You can't
ask
Nick. You can't help him. Let him.
All right, I'm
gonna
stop trying. I'm gonna stop. I'm just saying. Like I forgot almost everything, and I watched it, and it sums up.
Played the first game,
but it sums up everything you need to know to actually understand the story going forward. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if I don't know if I believe that.
All right,
would Malia know what's going on? Like I've literally I did not play the first game.
That is a great social experiment that you could do, and you could report back to us. You know what? I'll do the same thing. I'll have Robin watch it because she has every time she walks in and sees me playing this game, she's like, "This is fucking weird," and I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have her watch it and just see what she says. I'll report back. All right, let's wrap this up. we'll talk more about Death Stranding 2 in the future once we've actually gotten to like the Death Stranding 2 sauce, which is yet to come. The suck. All right, let's wrap it up at the 4-player minute. Brad, start us off.
I say go to Chris Davis. I was kind of talking about my 4-player minute during the break, so I'm not going to do it now. About how Henry is getting into Sayonara Wild Hearts, and that's weird, but it's kind of cool. I guess he likes gay indie games because that's what that game is.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I had a feeling that he would like it for like the music and rhythm-y element to it, but it's almost like it's like I think he's ready for like a Mizuguchi game, like he's ready for like Rez or Lumines or something. He was vibing hard,
dude. Lumines.
Tetris Effect.
Yeah. I don't know. It brought joy to me because usually he just plays games I really don't want him to talk about or like make me watch, like Minecraft or whatever, which I just can't.
Fuck spending time with my son.
It's not even anti-Minecraft. It's literally the way he plays Minecraft. I'm like, I can't. He's just like making 50 sheep and then like, look, Dad, I can make them green. Like that's not.
You've done nothing with your life, son.
I mean, it's just not. I keep telling him like, build something cool and show me that.
Come to me when like, you're a titan of industry.
He's just spawning shit in like, I can't. But whatever.
All right, cool.
It is what it is. I mean, he plays Animal Crossing and all he does is like design shirts. And I'm like, that's not. No one plays like this. What are you doing?
That's not true. My ex-girlfriend played like that.
But I can't go with him there. If he was like, come on, man, let's figure out these turnips, I'd be like, yes, let's do it. But no, he just wants to make shirts. I'm like, God damn it. I never
amazing.
Expected this. I was like, oh, my kids are gonna grow up and we'll play video games together and we'll be interested in like similar things and he'll get good at Tekken and I'll make him
player. Oh yeah. Yeah, sure.
And I'm like,
and a tear will roll down my cheek.
I want him to get my ass beat in a fighting game. That's all I want for my children.
You're a man now, son.
Maybe Griffin. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got 2 shots.
You got another one.
He's competitive though. I mean, like Henry is competitive. Like when he was like losing, like in like whatever, like Sayonara Wild Hearts, he was determined to get it. Even when he was I was like, let me do it. I can do it. He's like, no, I got it. Which is good. I like to see a little bit of fight. Hunger. I can't ever play anything competitive against Malia because she is a co-op only kind of partner. You know what I mean? She doesn't have like the obsessive competitiveness that I do. So like, it's just not.
She's not a killer like you.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who's like, I only want to play things like games, like board games, video games, whatever, against people who are better than me. It's because me losing is the only way. I'm like Vegeta, okay, whatever, Well, no, Vegeta doesn't like losing.
But
like
all
Goku.
He does.
Like Goku, he wants to fight someone stronger than him because that's like an opportunity to get better, whatever.
Yeah.
She is like, well, losing's not fun, I guess. I don't know.
She's Vegeta.
You're married to Vegeta.
Vegeta. Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right. Chris Davis, you're up.
My 4-player minute is about Ace Combat. This 2025 is the 30-year anniversary of the franchise, and on Monday, they put out a 30th anniversary kind of memorial thing. Where they do this every now and then because they actually they have this like this clout within Bandai Namco somehow. I think they have just this executive that's protecting them, and God bless whoever that is. But they have like behind the scenes content they put out. They have a fucking mascot where they do a bunch of different things. And they put out this video that's basically entirely teasing the next entry in the franchise while reflecting on the previous ones.
Which means it could still happen. Like, this could come to pass. Your Fantasy Critic gamble, unannounced Ace Combat game.
I don't think he cares about Fantasy Critic at this point.
I know, but
it's the series that he really wants.
But if it happens, that'd be 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
I don't care. I just want this game to exist. I want Project Aces to be able to make what they're good at, what they like doing. I don't want them to be making fucking, licensed anime fighting game slop.
They're probably making that Pac-Man game. Ace Combat team.
Well, I'll buy it if that's the case. No, they're in full on marketing mode right now. Late last night they put out like a quick memorial quote unquote 30-second video about the original Ace Combat game, the original.
In memoriam.
but here's the thing. There's two things happening this week. Number one, the game that inspired the entire franchise, the arcade game called Air Combat 22, is getting a console port. Like everything's it's coming and you can buy it for like $17 and I'm going to buy it. But number two,
Air Combat, the PS1 game?
No, Ace Combat. Air Combat was the PS1 game, but there was Air Combat 22, which was an arcade game.
Oh, okay.
Like a physical arcade game. Anyway, on Thursday, Bandai Namco is doing a summer showcase event. And the timing of these various different things happening gives me a lot of hopium, industrial grade hopium that I need. I need this to happen. All I want is this, and then I will surrender my Fantasy Critic. I want this to happen.
When is this event? You said again?
Thursday.
Cool. All right. Well, best of luck.
Yeah. You think it's really gonna happen? You think it's gonna be like something that comes out this year?
Not this year, I don't think. No.
Brad's very, very secretly like, I don't give a shit about Ace Combat, but I am thinking about Fantasy Critic, even though you're not.
It was already counterpicked, you motherfuckers.
Well, I'm full in my leagues. I do like Ace Combat, Nick. Yeah, you might forget, but so yeah, I'd be interested in a new one.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, Krispy.
Okay, so Death Stranding 2 just came out. Obviously very excited about that, as we already mentioned. But it's also making me think about Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta.
Oh shit, that's
that
exciting
shit
too.
Is also looking hype as fuck.
Yep.
I am really excited about whatever that new online shit.
Were you here? You weren't here last week. Were you here when we watched the Donkey Kong stuff?
No,
he wasn't.
So, are you familiar with the snake? Are you familiar with Snake Eater? How it's you play as Big Boss, who's the bad guy from the original Metal Gear.
He's played it.
Yes, I played through Snake Eater before.
But so it's the story of Big Boss, and
right? It's the story of Big Boss,
yes,
and also the story of Ocelot.
Yes. But see,
and
oh
my god,
Kong
the
Bonanza,
boss is...
You understand how Donkey Kong Bonanza is a snake eater, right?
Oh, because
Donkey Kong is the bad guy of the original Donkey Kong, and he has Pauline kidnapped.
Yeah, and New Donk City and all that stuff. But I think that's a little bit of a what do you call that? A retcon, because
shit.
No, because
so
I
was
thought,
Snake Eater.
Because at a certain point, wasn't Cranky Kong the original Donkey Kong?
Oh, you're right. That's Donkey Kong lore. We can't get into that.
Yeah, Cranky Kong was the original Donkey Kong that Jumpman fought against.
It's all fucked up. Look, but see that's Rare lore. They're taking bits and pieces of the Rare universe, but not.
I'm honestly not sure how we're connecting Metal Gear and Donkey Kong.
He's saying that
because
this is like
they're in Bonanza. They're younger.
Like
Pauline is a kid, right? And they're friends.
Okay, but
Donkey
if
Kong's
that's
the good
true,
guy, but in
if
the
that's
original
true,
Donkey
there
Kong,
has to be
the bad guy.
No, hang on. If that's true, then there has to be a pre Mario Brothers Mario the Jumpman Mario. like appearance as like a young man, maybe even before he has his mustache.
Dude,
he's got his wrenches and he does
you know what's crazy?
Like,
you know what's crazy though?
Thing.
The explanation for what's going on is actually Braid. And Braid is like like he's running, there's like girders and stuff. Like Braid it is basically like kind of a take on Mario, but like a puzzle game, right? Like it's a platformer.
About Braid?
But here's the thing. You remember the end of Braid, right?
No.
You remember, like, dude, it's like iconic ending. Are you kidding me?
Braid.
I loved Braid, but I have forgotten everything about it.
That's crazy that you forgot. The story is him realizing that he was,
Mario.
Like you rewind. The villain is not the villain. You're the fucking villain. Mario
it's
is
like the Buzz Lightyear movie that they did.
Mario is the villain. That's the story of Braid.
Remember that Buzz Lightyear movie? That's the story of Buzz Lightyear.
I didn't watch that.
Brad just casually dropping
I'm a fucking grown up.
Spoiling the end of Braid.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Play Braid. Who hasn't played Braid?
I haven't played Braid.
The last level of Braid is like famous. Like the ending is like a rug pull. Like, oh shit.
Ooh.
Like you. Yeah.
Braid is brilliant. I couldn't remember any of the details of the story.
I think maybe you've never played it.
What are you talking about, Brad?
Well, whatever. I mean, it's fine. What is your top 10 from that year? We were podcasting together. Is Braid on there?
I don't even know if I have
my
records don't go back that far.
No, the one that Ed made doesn't go all the way back to when we were doing top 10s.
Yeah,
you have to go back to the top 10 podcast. Someone should be able to dig that up.
Somebody go find it. I played Braid.
I bet Braid's not on there.
I bet you it is, bitch.
Oh, you guys are funny. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid's coming out along with Donkey Kong.
2008? Fuck no, dude.
And there's too many fucking games, and I have little money. And
Steam library, baby.
And at this rate, it's like, man, the video games are what I'm living for. You know what I'm saying? Can't be fucking around with my supply.
Oh my god. I could tell you right now what Nick's top 10 list of. Y'all want to hear it? Nick's top 10 list. And by the way, I just Googled the list. Nick's top 10 of 2008. In no particular order. Fallout 3. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. Dead Space, of course.
Wait, how did you Google this?
This is not your list. These are games that came out in 2008. Games. I'm making it for you. I remember 2008, Nick. I remember 2008, Nick. Far Cry 2.
Yep, that was on there.
Maybe Fable 2. Did you play Fable 2 when it came out?
Fable 2 was not on there. I never finished Fable 2. In fact, Fable 1 is the only Fable game I've ever actually played with any significance.
Okay. Interesting. Silent Hill Homecoming? Did you? I bet you put that on your top 10.
No, I did not,
disgusting motherfucker.
He didn't like it. He's a Philistine.
It's like my least favorite Silent Hill, probably.
Oh,
wait. Prince of Persia 2008 was definitely on your list.
That was definitely on my list.
And I think maybe you put on Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
I bet you did too, because you were really positive about like every Spider-Man game that came out before
Resistance
the
2,
Sony one.
I bet was on
when
your
I
list.
knew you.
No,
I don't think I played Resistance 2. I didn't play Resistance 2 until after like years later.
Are you sure? Resistance 2?
Pretty sure, yeah.
GTA 4?
GTA 4, of course.
Oh my god! I wish someone just look up my actual list.
I don't because it's not written down anywhere.
I know.
I'm telling you, man. I don't see you putting Braid on your list.
Dead Space was on. Dude, I promise.
Dead Space, Far Cry 2. I mean, Gears of War 2 may have even been on there.
No, I fucking
Metal Gear Solid 4, Fallout 3. Those were definitely on there. Whatever.
Actually,
Valkyria Chronicles.
Yes, Valkyria Chronicles.
You did put on
there. Didn't you all give that number one that year?
Well, yeah. that was our first like collective number one.
But also, didn't y'all play that after the year had been done? Right.
Well, some of them I think
you got like from a
that was so long ago. I don't remember the logistics.
Yeah.
The timing of any of this stuff.
I was the one who played it on launch because I'm a real one, of course. Chrono Trigger DS was like your least favorite game of the year. I remember.
I played like 10 minutes of it, man. What are you talking about?
What?
Scumbag, dude.
That's not even
like
time to
of it.
experience
Scumbag.
I still have, to this day, I have not played Chrono Trigger.
Is this podcast over yet? Oh, wait.
I haven't even done my 4-player minute. Sorry. You hijacked it to talk about my top 10 of 2008 to make a point.
Well, it wasn't fucking Patapon.
No, definitely not Patapon.
Burnout Paradise.
That was not on my I never played Burnout.
Bro,
what are you talking about?
Buddy.
Do you even know me?
Evidently not.
If you listen to the podcast back then, it would have been me ranting about how they ruined Burnout. Because fuck Burnout Paradise, dude.
I mean, the crash mode, I understand the ranting, but that's still a fucking great game.
All right, can I do my 4-player minute real quick?
Yeah, sure. Go.
I was hesitant. I'm hesitant to even say this out loud right now because I'm currently waiting. I might not be here next week. Because I'm waiting. I might be going to the Dexter premiere again.
Oh,
in New York City.
They're premiering another show already.
Yeah, July 11th. July 11th.
How does this happen? They literally just did a show this year.
I know. They've got it in. They're literally filming, like writing and filming them back to back. Yeah.
Is this the Kid Dexter show?
No. This is the sequel. This is like opposite end of the timeline.
But like it's so fast. Like I was blown away that the bear was already back, but Dexter has been like 2 months.
Dude, the bear got real bad.
Is that true?
Yeah, everyone's saying that after season 2, it took a huge shit.
Really?
I don't know if it's true, but
I thought I saw positive reviews for season 3. I don't know.
I got like halfway through season 3, and we stopped watching it because Malia said, "I can't watch this at the end of the night. It makes me too anxious." And I'm like, "All right, that's fine. We can watch something else."
I get that. I feel that.
So we stopped halfway through season 3, but I didn't know like.
That meme killed it. That fucking meme that went viral about the bear killed it. The one where he's like screaming. It's like, oh fuck! Someone ordered food in my restaurant. Now I have to make it. Fuck!
I've not seen that. I've not seen that meme, but that's about right.
That's pretty funny.
Season 3 was butt, huh? Damn.
I don't know.
It was once a pretty awesome show.
I know. Precipitous downfall.
So maybe I won't catch up then. Fuck.
I mean, maybe they'll do season 4 and it'll be good. I mean, sometimes they're just.
I constantly have to make cuts, like hard choices of shit.
People swear that Westworld got good again. People swear that Walking Dead got good again.
That is true. That is true.
Did you watch the new Negan reality show?
What?
Destination X. Like it's GeoGuessr, but in real life, where he's like, it's like a challenge reality show competition.
Brad's just hijacked my 4-player minute.
He takes a bunch of people. And he's like, I'm gonna fly you blindfolded somewhere on the world, and the name of the game is figure out where you are. It's literally GeoGuessr in real life. And it's called Destination X. And you just, it's just, yeah.
Well, Brad hijacked my 4-player minute, but that's it. We can wrap up. Thanks for listening.
Oh, it was Destination X?
Nick, wow. I heard your 4-player minute, and
I appreciate it.
Remember Dexter.
And I love it.
Look.
Nick, I'm so happy for you. I think it's crazy that,
I have Dexter news. We started watching the prequel series again.
Original Sin, yeah.
We started watching Original Sin again because, like I said, Malia's getting hyped for that new one. And she was like, well, we had to resub anyways. We might as well watch this shit. And
I'm rewatching it right now, too.
Oh, my God.
We know, Nick.
I just rewatched New Blood.
Do you ever have...
Yeah. That's my secret, man. I'm also 22 seasons through Law and Order SVU.
Oh, no. You gotta stop that, Nick.
Buddy, okay.
That's not gonna...
I can't stop now.
That's just gonna rot your brain, Nick.
Yes.
You can't do that.
I can't stop now. I can't. I'm so close. I'm so close.
You can. No, Nick. No.
He's like Ash Ketchum, but for sexual assault stories.
No, you can't do it, Nick. I love you too much.
Oh my God. You can blame my wife. She's the one who started. Like my wife started this, and then she she's like on season 7, and I've left her in the dust.
I knew it. I knew she was a bad influence. The day
she's a terrible influence.
I said, this fucking lady's gonna be the death of him.
This is bad news.
Baldur's Gate 3 died for Law and Order SVU.
A good point. He brings up a good point. Do you like SVU more than Baldur's Gate 3?
Oh, come on. Don't, Nick. Brad, we don't want to know the answer to that. We don't want to.
Deep down in my heart, I've always known the answer. I just want Nick to say it.
No.
We don't want to know.
There's two very different things.
You
can't even compare the two.
If Ice-T was in
I'd finish that shit yesterday.
Shut the fuck up.
Look, real quick, Brad, just because I'm curious. Maybe I should just wait and ask you after the show. You started saying you and Malia started watching Original Sin again.
Yeah, we watched a couple more episodes. I mean, we're still not through it or anything, but you know,
okay.
It's I don't know. I don't know. She just randomly, because we resubbed for the new show, and she was like, "I guess we should watch this." But she, you've met Malia. She refuses to be excited about anything ever. But I can tell. I can tell when she really is. When she's secretly.
Cool. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening. This has been yet another episode of 4Player Podcast. We'll be back next week, maybe, possibly, to talk about more video games. In the meantime, we'd love for you to join us in Discord at discord.gg/4player. Why are you making that face, Krispy?
I don't know.
He's just disappointed.
I don't know.
Yeah. Join us next time for another exciting episode of 4Player Podcast. We'd love to have you in Discord. You can find all of our episodes on your podcast streaming service of choice, or you can find all of our episodes on 4playernetwork.com. In the meantime, guys, be good to each other, play video games, and good night.